Hello, good afternoon, my beautiful people. Welcome back to Positive Channel. If you're a new subscriber, please subscribe to my YouTube channel when I upload every other week. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about school back in the days. So people who were born from in the 90s, 2000s, even beforehand. I'm going to be reading you some tips, and I'm going to tell y'all the stress, and not even say stress, but if it was stress for you guys, you get the criteria. Okay? So sit down, relax, and let's get right into the video. So tips I'm gonna read about school. I have them here and I'm gonna read them to you. So back to school shopping, backpack, lunchbox or bento box, water bottle, writing tools, paper and organization like notebooks, compassion books, liner, file papers, binders, pocket folders, storage, coloring tools, craft supplies, math material, technology, appearance, footwear, classroom hygiene, check the teacher's list first, compare price. So much things you have to do when it's back to school. So I'm going to tell y'all the tea about school. So reasons why I'll tell you back in school back in the days. We had to look for your pencil, your binder, your clothes, everything, shoes, everything that you got to get when it's time to go back to school. School was like stressful. Like if you were born in the 90s, 2000, even beforehand, we had to make sure when the holidays done, like back in August time, like close to the end of the month, you have to make sure you get your back to school stuff. You have to buy your lunch. You have to bring your water. You have to get your snacks. Like back in the day when it comes to school, y'all. And you want to make sure when it's school time, you want to make sure you look good. You take care of do your hair. I don't know if nowadays people might get their nails done, get their jewelry, everything. When it's back to school. And you want to make sure when it's back to school, you want to make sure you get lockers. Like when you're in high school, you get the locker, you lock your locker to put your stuff in. Like back in the day, like school was just hard, like. And then another thing is when you are starting school, you want to make sure you start. I'm gonna read more tips again. You have to make sure to start early. You have to organize your supplies, set your goals, specialties, your measurables, like all these things. You have to make sure you have when you are going to school, because that's like a theory when you're going to school, you know. And another thing is when it comes to school, like you gotta make sure that you're on time, you're not late. Just like today, like if you had, like, say if you have a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment, you gotta make sure you leave right on time, so you're not late. So it's the same thing when you're going to school. Like when it's college, it's not as bad because sometimes depending on your college, you might do it online or you might do it in person. But high school was stressful, I'm telling you. Like back in the day, you gotta make sure you get your school supplies. You gotta make sure you get your pencils, your binders, your highlighter, your ruler, your eraser, your pencil, your pens, your crayons. Oh my god, high school was just stressful. Like back in our day, like right now, I'm not in school. But if I was in school, if I was a kid still and I was in school, I'd have to make sure I have my school supplies. I have to make sure I have my clothes. I have to make sure I have this. Like, nah, high school, right? One thing I can tell y'all about school, school might be difficult at times, But if you know that you're excited for school and you know what you're preparing, that's like a good thing. And nowadays, now, like, even though a lot of people who are not in school, they're getting prepared for college, it's less work because then they don't have to worry about, oh my god, what am I gonna wear? Because it's like high school was stressful. I know some people might think, what do you mean? I wouldn't say it's stressful, but just looking for stuff was stressful. And you want to make sure you wake up on time, set your alarm, a lot of things about school. But if you're just going to a regular like college or a program, like it's not bad. But like going to school was just what it is. I'm telling you, like, don't get me wrong, I don't hate school at times when you have to find stuff, but you had to just be aware of like what you do. But I'm just telling you, back in the day when it comes to school, and you know what, when it comes to school, another thing I should have mentioned, when you get your classes, that's like the most scariest thing because you don't know what class you're going to be in, like when it's the first day of school. Yeah, man. May I tell you, man? May I tell you? But what I can say to y'all is that don't ever be afraid of going to school. Like, don't ever be scared of going to school. Like, if you feel like, oh, I can't do this, don't be scared to go to school. Okay? Alright, y'all. So, other than that, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy. Comment down below what you guys think about this video. Honestly, I do want to say that I wanted to make a vlog on this because back in the day, school was not a joke. School was not a joke. If you're somebody who had those theories about school, then you know. And another thing I should say when you're going to school is they're gonna make sure you have notebooks, papers, things to take notes on. Like, school ain't no joke. Like, school doesn't play around. Okay? That is just what it is about school. I just wanted to just put that out because that is what school is all about. Okay? So my next video, I'm going to be doing ASMR, draw your face. So I'm going to be pretending that I'm going to be using like a pen and just draw your face. Okay? And then the next one will be an ASMR brush, just brushing the camera. So I'm just going to use a random brush and just brush the camera. Okay? And then starting September, we're going to be doing some trivia questions. Okay? So other than that, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoy. And I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.